Balance Builders class. My name is Andrea, and for today's workout we're going to take you through some exercises that will help to strengthen the lower body as well as improve your balance. We all know that our balance works off of three main systems in our body. It works off the vision, our vestibular system, our ears, and also the receptors on the bottoms of your feet. So if you have any change in three of those systems, oftentimes you can find that your balance is being challenged or compromised. So that just means we have to work a little bit harder to maintain our strength and to train those other systems to compensate for any that are getting weaker. So that's our goal for today. We're going to go ahead and get you started with a warm-up. So nice simple warm-up today. We're just going to shake the body. So we're going to shake the arms, the legs, just try to get everything loose. Okay, this is also working your balance because we're having moments where we're standing just on one foot, shaking out the body. Now I want you to bring that shake to stillness, and we're just going to do some nice hugs. It's an inhale when I open, and an exhale as I bring across. So we're just stretching through that upper body. Good. And now let's do a little bit of palm tree. So we're going to look like a palm tree swaying in the breeze with one arm over and one arm under, stretching out that side body. Good. Working through those shoulders. And let's get one more on each side and bring it back to the center. And lowering the arms down, going into torso rotation. So just a little pivot from side to side, continuing to warm up in through the core. And let's bring that torso rotation to stillness. Very slowly, bringing the movement to a stop. Now from here, one of the most simple balance exercises you can do at home is a march. So marching in place, because obviously when we're marching, there are once again periods of time where we are standing on one foot. Now depending on how high you lift up the leg, the harder it's going to be. So if I go for a really high march, and notice I'm working my arms in opposition, that's going to be harder than a low march. And I can even keep my feet in contact with the floor at all times if I'm feeling a little unstable today. So just marching. Now my challenge to you is to march as slowly as you can. Because obviously if we're marching quick, yeah, we're going to get some good cardio, but we're using a lot more momentum, okay, than muscle and stability to hold that slow march. And as you get more comfortable with it, I'm lifting that knee up higher. Good. And through all these exercises, I want you to make sure that you have something nearby that's a stable surface. So for me today, it's going to be a chair back. It could be a countertop for you. Something that's not going to move or slide, but it'll be there if you need to kind of reset your balance. And let's bring that march to stillness. Now the next exercise, which is a simple one you can do at home, is called rock the boat. So rocking the boat, we're going to take our feet wide, so wider than hip distance apart, soft knees, shoulders over top of hips, and we're going to start off just kind of leaning from side to side. So it's almost like a side lunge. Pretend that we're on a boat and we're swaying in the waves. Okay, we're trying to keep ourselves balanced. And depending on how you're feeling with this level of rock the boat, if this feels pretty easy or pretty solid, stable, then we can start to lift up a foot. So as I lean, I lift and lift. Good. So once again, notice I'm going slow. I'm not doing it fast. I've got that stable surface nearby if I'm feeling a little wobbly today. If I'm ready for more of a challenge, I lift that knee up higher, lower it, slowly lift. Let's take a 3 count down. 3, 2, 1. See, that's how we can make it a little harder. So you work where you're at. Everybody's balance is in a different place. I find myself, my balance can be great on one days and then I'm super unsteady other days. So from day to day, our balance can change as well. So now bring that rock the boat to stillness. And we're just going to change the foot position. We're going to stagger our feet, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, in my water exercise classes, we call this rocking horse. But it's the same concept as rock the boat. We're going to side. Now we're just going to go front to back. Okay, and I can even rock on those feet. Notice my toes are lifting up on the front foot, but my heel is still in contact with the floor. And when I come forward, I'm lifting up the heel on that back foot. Okay, so I'm rocking front to back. I have nice soft knees. Now, same rules apply. I can lift up the foot, bend the knee, slow it down. As I lean forward, lift up that back foot, hold. So you need to play with it. You need to see where you're at, where do you need to work. Okay, there's obviously the higher I lift up that leg, the slower I go. Those are all ways I can intensify the exercise, the longer I hold. So now I also want you to take a minute and switch sides. So I had my right leg forward. I'm going to switch, put my left leg forward now. Because our balance can also be very different from one side of the body to the other. For a wide variety of reasons. We all have imbalances, could be due to surgeries, injuries, things of that nature. But we always want to try to keep working, strengthening, to even out any imbalances that we have. So I'm doing my nice slow rock, front and back, rocking those feet, right? Lifting up the toes on the front foot, lifting up the heel on the back foot. And if I'm ready for a challenge, I can lift up the foot off the ground. The higher I lift, the slower I go, the longer the hold, all makes it harder. Good. Let's get two more. Front to back. Play with where you are at. Make sure you've got that stable surface nearby if you need it. And now let's shake it out. Okay, shake it all out. Should be feeling warm. Lots of dynamic movement there with some balance work. Now our first exercise today, diving right into some balance exercises, is called a clock reach. So I'm going to ask you to have a chair or a countertop nearby. I'm going to bring my chair right here in front. And I'm going to be using the back of the chair. I have my left hand placed on the chair, the countertop, whatever you're using. My right foot is going to lift just up off the ground, okay? So my right foot is lifting just up off the ground. Now I want that surface far enough away that I can have my arm extended. My arm is going to move as though it was going around a clock. So I've got 12 o'clock in front of me, and I'm going to take it to 3 o'clock, and I'm going to try to open up the shoulders and reach back towards 6 o'clock, all while balancing on one foot. Bring it back to starting. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back to starting. One more time. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and back. Good. Relax down. Shake it out. Now, you know at any time you put that foot down and you play with maybe just floating the toes up off the floor, okay? You find where you are at today. Now we need to switch to the other side. So I'm going to move my chair so you can see me better. And now I have my right hand on my stable surface, and I'm going to float up that left foot just up off the floor, however high I'm comfortable with. And my left arm is going to move. I'm starting it here, straight ahead at 12 o'clock. And then moving to the side, opening up, nice shoulder stretch back behind, challenging the balance as soon as we add in any additional movement. Right in front at 12, taking straight out to the side, reaching back behind the body. Sweep it around the front. Again, directly in front, out to the side, and sweeping back behind the body. Good, bring it back to the center. From here, we're going to go into heel and toe raises. So we're going to lift the heels up off the floor. I'm feeling that in my calf muscles right here up the back of my leg. I'm going to keep those nice and strong. And then I'm also going to do a toe raise. So I'm lifting my toes up off the floor, feeling that right up the front of the leg and the shin, okay, and tibialis anterior. So when I lift my toes up, I want you to resist the temptation of doing one of these, okay? I want you to stay nice and tall, shoulders back over top of hips, belly button in. The toes can even just lift up right inside of the shoe. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic rock back. So we're going to go for 12 times. Heel raises, toe raises, shoulders over top of hips, belly button in, standing nice and tall. We can be getting some core work while we're doing this. And now let's lift the heels up, and then toes up, and heels up, and toes up. Good, staying nice and tall the whole time. There's 3 and 4, good, 5 it tall, belly button in towards that spine. 7. You've got 8. You should be feeling that work up the back of the leg, up the front of the shin. 9, 10, 11, one more, 12. Excellent. Okay, let's take a nice little stretch here. So I want you to use that firm surface, that stable surface, the chair, the countertop. I want you to keep your hands on that surface and walk the feet back and do a nice flat back stretch. So for this stretch, I should have a nice flat back and I should be feeling the stretch up the back half of my body. Holding here, I want you to take a nice deep breath in and exhale out. One more breath in and exhale out. Now slowly take your time, walk back up to standing position. Okay, let's move on to some continued strengthening exercises. We're going to work those leg lifts. So I have my chair and my countertop next to me. Whatever leg is closest to my stable surface, that's going to be my support leg. So that leg is not moving. All right, I have a nice soft bend in that support leg. I'm not going to lock out those knees. Nice soft bend. The leg furthest from my stable area, my chair, my counter, is the leg that's going to move. And we're going to start off with just some front leg raises. So to the front, I'm going to lift and lower that leg. Now what I want you to watch is that you're not leaning back when you go to lift. Stay nice and tall. It's just a small lift to the front of the body. Ready? Here we go. We're going to go for 8 of them. It's a lift, lower, lift, lower. I'm standing tall, belly button in. You decide how high you're lifting your leg. You're completely in control of this. Nice soft knee on that support leg. You just have 2 more. Here's 2. And your last one. Excellent. So we're going to keep working the same side with a side leg lift, hip abduction and adduction. So we're going to lift that leg straight out to the side of the body. My foot is flexed. It's a little lift and lower. Okay, now make sure I'm not leaning over. I'm staying nice and tall. Flex foot. Soft bend in that support leg. We're doing 8 of them. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, relax that leg down. Go ahead and shake it out. I know you can feel it a lot in the hip on that support leg and back in the glutes. So that is strengthening. It's great weight bearing for osteoporosis, for bone strengthening, but I know you need to take a little break and shake it out too. The last move on the same side is going to be a rear leg lift. So I'm going to be lifting the leg straight behind the body. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the alignment. So as I'm standing here, I'm lifting that leg straight back behind the body. But watch, I'm not leaning forward. I'm staying as tall as I can, belly button in. It's just a little lift and lower. So we're really strengthening through our glutes and our low back, which is very important. We're getting 8 of them. Good, breathing in and out. You've got 3, 2, and last one. Relax down, shake out those legs. Now we need to switch to the other side. Share the love with the other half. So I'm gonna move my chair. And remember, whatever leg is closest to your supportive surface, that chair, that counter, that leg is our support leg. The leg furthest away is doing the moving. Starting off with that front leg lift for 8, shoulders over hips, belly button in, nice long leg, relaxed point on the foot. Okay, nice and relaxed, don't over point, don't flex. Good, we're going for 8. You should feel this right here in the quad as well, the top of the upper part of the leg. You're halfway there. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, relax the leg down. And now let's lift it out to the side, that hip abduction, adduction. Remember, I'm not leaning, nice and tall. Good, soft bend in that support leg closest to the chair, flexed foot on the leg that's moving. Let's get 4, 3, 2, and last one. Relax it down. Okay, rear leg lift. Here we go. I'm changing my body position so you can see me better. Shoulders over hips, belly button in, leg extended back behind the body. It's just a little lift and lower. Lift and lower. Working those glutes, that low back. We're going for 8 of them. You're doing great, nice and tall, shoulders drawn down. Let's get 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake out those legs. That series is not easy. I'm getting a little warm myself. All right, so let's move on to another balance exercise. This is an opposite arm, single limb exercise. So I'm going to extend one arm up to the ceiling. Now the opposite leg is going to lift up off the floor. Okay, so if I have my right arm lifted up towards the ceiling, I'm lifting my left foot up off the floor and bending my knee to lift it up. I've got that chair, that countertop nearby. If I feel as though I'm ready, I can move to maybe just one finger touching that chair or that countertop. Or if I'm feeling super stable, I can just float my hand right above that surface. I want you to try to hold it. See, look at me, I'm wobbly today. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, relax down. Shake it out. We're gonna repeat. We're gonna do it twice on each side. Here we go. Reach up, float up. So working same arm, same leg. Now you know what to expect. Starting off with the hand on the back of my chair. Okay, feel pretty grounded, feeling stable. I'm gonna go to one finger touching my chair. And we've got 8 more seconds. These last 8 seconds, I can float the hand up if I feel like I'm ready for it. Good, you only have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Excellent. Okay, let's see how that does on the other side. So I'm going to switch my chair around, or you can turn yourself around at home. And let's work the opposite side of the body. So extending that arm straight up overhead, bending, floating that leg up off the floor. Good. Start with that entire hand on that surface. I'm going to one finger now. Feeling more stable on this side than the other side personally. Here we go. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down. Good. Shake it out if you need to. And let's repeat. Arm extended overhead. Foot floating up off the floor in opposition. All right, I'm going to one finger. Feeling kind of strong. I'm going to float my hand up, but it's right there. My chair's there if I need it. Good. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, let's bring that chair back around and have a seat. Okay, we're going to work sit to stands. These are one of my all-time favorite exercises because they are so simple, yet they are so important. You can do them anytime, anywhere, in between commercials or during commercials if you're watching TV. So all we need is a nice chair where our feet can be flat on the ground, knees bent. I have my shoulders over top of my hips, and I'm just going to use that lower body strength to push to stand straight up. Now I want you to try to avoid this big lean forward to then stand up. I want you to try to keep those shoulders as upright as you can and use the legs to drive straight up overhead. Now make sure that your chair is anchored against a wall. We don't want that chair sliding out from underneath you at all. If you need to modify this, you can use armrests. If your chair has armrests to help push up, you can place the hands right on top of the legs to give a little assistance. So you decide what's right for you. We're going to do 10 of them. I'm going to go at a moderate pace. Okay, you are welcome to go faster and get more repetitions in, or you can slow it down depending on how you're feeling and where you are at. All right, here we go. We're going to press drive up for 1, sitting back down. Good. I want you to control as you press up and control as you sit back down. Okay? Many of us like to just kind of flop right back down in the chair, but I want you to control that lowering into the chair. Good. We're almost halfway. This is number 5. Remember, eyes up, chin up, chest up, nice and tall. Here's 6. You're doing great. Drive through those heels. Press those heels down into the ground. And 7. Keep breathing in and out. Take that break whenever you need it. 8. And 9. Good, one more. Here's 10. All right, relax it down. Those are not easy, so I'm gonna give you a little cardiovascular break with that and give you a brain challenge. This one comes from one of my friends at Almavita, Barry. And I want you to take your right foot and have it go in a clockwise circle. So I have my right foot and it's going in a clockwise circle. Once you get that going, I want you to take your right hand and try to draw a number 6 in the air. See, as soon as I do it, my foot wants to change direction. So this is showing that mind-body connection, and even though sometimes we know what we want our body to do, we can't get it to do it. So keep trying. See if you can draw that 6 in the air while keeping your foot going in that clockwise direction. I've yet to find anybody that can do it. So see, there I go again. That is your challenge. See if you can get this to work for your body. If you can, you've got to send me a message because I have yet to meet anyone that can get that down. So there is your take-home homework. That was your challenge. That was your break. Okay, clockwise with the right foot in a circle. Meanwhile, with the right hand, try to draw number 6 in the air. See if you can make that happen. If you do, you've got to let me know. All right, that was your break. Next exercise, we're going to need an object. So you could use a book. I happen to have some handy dandy Clorox wipes that I'll use, a container of Clorox wipes. We're going to be doing a seated toe tap. So I'm sitting in my chair. I've got my object that I can stand on end. So this could be a soup can, it could be a book. I've got a container of Clorox wipes, and I'm gonna set that down on the floor right in front of me. I'm going to start with one foot and just tap the top of that object and then lower the foot back down. So I want to work on those hip flexors, that strength to lift that knee up. Think how many times in life you're walking along and there's a curb you need to step up onto, something's on the ground you need to step over. We need to keep that agility going. So start working that toe tap. I want you to not kick the object over, okay? Try your best to just gently tap the top and not kick it over. This is warming you up for our next exercise. Good, let's switch sides. So slide that object over in front of the other foot, and we're gonna tap the top of the object with the toe. You tap it as quick as you can while maintaining that control, trying not to kick it over. If you need to adjust the height, if it's a little bit too much, you can always lay that object on its side. Good, it's whatever you have handy around the house. Let's get 2 more. All right, now we're going to stand up. You're going to need your handy dandy household object, and I want you to keep a supportive surface nearby, so your chair back, your countertop, and I want you to place that object on the ground. Okay, with that object on the ground, I want you to then step over, forward and back, over top of that object. So I have my chair on my left-hand side, my left leg is my support leg, so my right foot is going to be stepping over and back. Okay, once again, working that agility. Here we go, 12 times on each side. We're going over and back, good, over and back. That's 2. Lift it up as high as you can. It's a big step forward and a big step back. All right, you're on number 5 and 6. Good, you're halfway there. Now you can always do this seated also. And here's 9 and 10. Doing great. 11 and 12. Very nice. All right, now we want to switch sides. So if my right leg was doing the stepping over the object, now I need my left leg. So get yourself set back up. That's supportive surface nearby, household object in front, and we're stepping over and back. You can make it exaggerated. Lift that leg up higher than your object. Really work on that agility, that strength, pulling that leg up and over. Good. All right, we're halfway. Here's 6 and back, and 5 and back, and 4, back, 3, back, 2, back, last 1, this household object out of the way. And we are on to our last series. So our last series is a balance progression. I want you to just kind of see where you are at with your balance, and then that way you will know where you need to keep working. So first, starting off with my feet kind of just parallel, relaxed position, shoulders drawn down the back, good posture, belly button in. And can I just stand without holding on to something, my chair, my counter? Do I feel stable? So you're kind of doing an assessment right now of what you're feeling. If you feel pretty strong, pretty stable, the way we take it up a notch is we can close the eyes. So I'm taking away the vision, right? So now my body is relying upon my vestibular system and those receptors on the bottoms of my feet to help keep me stable and balanced. How do I feel? Do I feel pretty solid? Okay, open up those eyes. Now let's move on to the next progression. So if you are solid with the feet parallel, eyes open, eyes closed, the next step is to go into tandem foot position or tightrope feet, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just putting one foot directly in front of the other one. So I'm heel to toe. And we're going to test both sides, so pick whichever side you prefer to start with. So I'm standing in tandem position, shoulders back over top of hips, belly button in, got my supportive surface nearby. How do I feel? Can I balance? Okay. If you are feeling a little unstable, like right now personally, you can probably see it, my ankles, they're really working to balance and keep me stable. Maybe this is where I need to be. But if I feel pretty solid, I can challenge myself by now closing my eyes. Okay? I always want to make sure I have my hand floating right above or on that stable surface before I close those eyes. So I'm going to close my eyes, got my hand on the back of my chair, and now I'm going to just go to one finger, touching the back of my chair. And now I'm going to try to float my hand right above. Woo, this is hard for me. Yep, see there I went, right over. So this is where I need to work. I need to work in tandem position with my eyes closed, okay? I like to work on this at home when I'm standing at the sink, if I'm rinsing dishes, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm standing in line at the grocery store. Practice putting your feet in tandem position. Now let's quickly check out the other side. Left foot, I'm putting my left foot in front of my right. Shoulders back, good posture. Can I stand? Do I feel stable? Okay, I'm feeling pretty strong, pretty stable on this side. So now I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes with my hand right there on the back of my chair. Good. Woo! Yep, this is where I definitely need to work. Eyes closed, tandem position. Bring it right back. Open those eyes if you had them closed. And I'll show you the third and final level, just so you kind of know where we're going, and that's your stork stance. So that's standing on one foot and balancing with your eyes open, and then also eyes closed, obviously on both sides. Now this is a good one to start working into and practicing if you're at that tandem level, especially you're standing at the sink where you've got that counter to hold on to, you know, rinsing a dish, filling your glass, whatever it may be, standing behind a shopping cart, something of that nature. You can start working on that stork stance. Well, you did a great job today. That was a lot of exercises, a lot of balance work. Feel free to pluck any of those exercises out, and it would be great if you would insert them into your everyday activities. So when you're sitting in your chair reading a book, take a stretch break, do some sit to stands. If you're watching TV, do some leg extensions. So all of those exercises we did, if there were a couple that really kind of spoke to you, I encourage you to put those in every single day, as well as keep working on that balance progression. So balance is definitely something as we age we have to fight for. You know, as early as our 30s, 40s, we really start seeing a change in our balance, and it just keeps going from there. So we have to work to maintain our balance and our strength. So I'm here to help you along the way. I'm proud of you for being here today, and have a great one. Be well. Bye-bye.